The mess I want to suggest is essentially one of confidence, much more than of the mechanics of the markets. The symptoms in the markets have been those of a failure of confidence. And historically, as probably most of you know better than I do, economic crises are a major problem when they're severe. When they are accompanied by a financial crisis and a breakdown in confidence, then they become a generational problem. And historically, the great failures in banking have led to very, very long periods of recession at best. And I would argue that what we're in at the moment is not a recession, but essentially some kind of depression. And it therefore takes something very, very major to get us out of it, in the same way as it took something very major to get us into it. Building confidence is essentially, I'm also going to argue, an ethically based activity. And I want to pick three aspects of it. One is, the first of them is going to be qualities. The qualities of banking. Experience of the last almost a year now on the Parliamentary Banking Standards Commission, which I'll just call the Commission, ruins many of one's illusions. One of the key points of disappointment is that bankers aren't nearly as bad as one hoped they would be. They don't come in with horns and a tail, burning £50 notes to light large cigars, and involved in casino banking in arcane and complex structured projects, so much as coming in and having to admit or showing that what they'd done was the slightly unsophisticated error. I'm not talking about all of the banks, I say to the chairman of HSBC, who's sitting a few feet from me, that what they did essentially in many cases was to borrow short and lend long, one classic error, and secondly, they lent very, very large amounts of money to people who couldn't pay them back. Those two errors are quite sufficient to bankrupt any bank. They are not sophisticated errors, they are the reality. The largest bankruptcy of a bank in the UK, or it was rescued in the end, was HBOS, which lost more than 10% of its total loan portfolio and more than 30% of its portfolio in Australia. That simply is going to bring anyone down. You can't help it. It will destroy you.